The last time Apple released a special shade of black was 8 years ago. It was called Jet Black, and it appeared on the iPhone 7. It was quite possibly one of the most easily scratchable pieces of technology on the planet. So scratchable, in fact, that Apple themselves even recommended using a case. So it's only fair now that when Apple releases a new shade of black on this Apple Watch 2 Ultra, that people have questions on its durability, which is what I'm here for, and probably why you've subscribed. I answer those difficult questions. If this video gets over 30,000 likes, I'll give this watch away to a random person in the comments, assuming of course it survives. The worst part is I can't even turn this Apple Watch on since I don't have any iPhones that are still in one piece, and it needs to attach itself to an iPhone before it can even tell me the time. But for this particular video, we can all agree that it's what's on the outside that counts. The screen is sapphire and registers as a gemstone, which is good. The back dark zirconia is also registering as a gemstone. For reference, my $14 Casio F91W, which tells time without a chaperone, does not have a sapphire display, but makes up for that with a 7-year battery life, which is 851 times longer than Apple's 3-day battery life. On the back, it says the Ultra 2 is water resistant to 100 meters. To my American audience, that's about as deep as 27 elephants. And while it's rated to 100 meters, Apple suggests not diving beyond 40 meters, or about 10 elephants, which is fair, since waterproofing diminishes over time, and you don't want to play chicken with that failure point. Apple says this new satin black titanium is made from a diamond-like carbon PVD coating, meaning they blasted carbon particles onto the titanium surface to get this space gray shade of black. And so far it's holding up light years better than the jet black color of the iPhone 7, which was damageable by toothpick. This Apple Watch Ultra 2 is toothpick damage free. Moving to a slightly more abrasive material, this is a 55 grain 223 Remington, which might look familiar if you watch a lot of military movies or attend school in the USA. The tip of this round is called an FMJ or full metal jacket, meaning that there's a lead core inside the projectile with a harder metal jacket surrounding the outside. In this case, probably copper, and the copper is what we need it for. Copper is a level 3 on the Mohs scale of hardness, and the lead it's surrounding is a Mohs 1.5. But even with that pointy level 3 copper tip aggressively rubbing up against the diamond-like PVD coating, we see some material transfer from the FMJ to the DLC PVD, but it does not appear to be doing any permanent damage to the coating or the watch itself, and the dust wipes almost completely away with my fingers. So far, Apple's black titanium is appearing far more durable than I anticipated. Moving on to a set of keys, these are probably made from a brass or steel alloy, anywhere from a 3 to 5 on Mohs scale of hardness, and again the invincible satin coating of the black titanium comes out victorious. You might think a sharp zinc-plated steel construction screw would shatter some dreams, but nope. The black titanium, for the most part, is still very much intact, with just a bit of material transfer. Apple definitely learned their lesson from the jet black iPhone days. However, I'm not yet out of tools, and my matte black JerryRig knife wants a turn with the matte black titanium. These steel razor blades are about a 5 on Mohs scale of hardness, and just like an anodized or PVD-coated smartphone, this DLC PVD does take damage at this level. Moving over to the other side, taking my orange JerryRig knife to the orange action button. I'm almost sold out of these orange JerryRig knives, by the way, so if you want one, now's the time, and I'll put a link down in the description. I guess it's just comforting to know that the black titanium Apple Watch Ultra is just as cosmetically durable as a regular smartphone. Keep in mind though that if it does scratch, the scratch marks shine through as silver, a bare titanium color. But it's definitely not as fragile as the people familiar with jet black are expecting. The 100% recycled grade 5 black titanium can handle normal wear and tear just fine. Thanks to whoever wins this for letting me scratch up the edges, but like I always say, never leave a surface unscratched. Honestly, I think the Apple Watch Ultra is probably the most innovative and premium product Apple has ever invented. With sapphire on the front, a titanium body, and a plethora of awesome fitness features that I'll never get to see since I use an Android. The software being ecosystem locked seems kinda petty, but we wouldn't want peasants profaning the public perception of Apple's perfection, now would we? We do see scratches at a level 7 with deeper grooves at a level 8, still the same sapphire Apple's always been using, and the crystal on the back appears to be the same substance. It's just as much of a blingy bracelet as it is a technological timepiece. And I'll just keep wearing my F91W. Anyway, grab a jerry rig knife, I am about to run out of orange. And thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.